Warning. The following is a live work of fiction for the purpose of entertainment. Actions of characters do not represent the actors who portray them. Gravehaven occurs in a southern Gothic horror setting and may contain graphic depictions of violence, death, and more. Due to the nature of roleplay, other themes of mature content may occur without warning. Viewer discretion is advised.
Bright light in the dark. Now you're nothing but a spark. No, hear the call. No, ravens say. No, they will guide you on the way. No, you will find yourselves astray from the warden's light. No, heed the ravens call, all the guardrails roll. No.
Hi, everybody. So, last time we left off, Sabriel was in a chase with the Outer Crest, werewolves that serve the Archdiocese of Cressedia, and they hunt down druids to enforce the law. Sabriel was able to escape before cleaving the head off from the leader of the pack, adding another soul to follow him. Sabriel made his way to the Gravehaven, a church between Harvard Rest and the city of Cressedia, where he buried the bodies of the deceased druids from within the cornucopia. The rest of you made your way from underground to rendezvous with Sabriel at the Gravehaven. There, you all made acquaintances and shared various stories with the druids that you had rescued. Reverend Varkan, while passing Wythe in the center of the church, you had a vision that depicted a scene between two individuals, one clad in dark obsidian armor, and the other, which was an eyeless crone. Through talking with the group and investigating, you quickly learned that it was in fact the Death Warden and the Soothsayer. And within that vision, you saw some sort of bargain being made. Whistler's friend investigated the mysterious druid that has been withholding a lot of information from all of you. Wythe, following them, interrogated them. And through finding more secrets about both of you, we learned that that druid was in fact a vampire. Whistler, Reverend Varkan, and Sabriel, Whistler went to both of you with this new information, and you all discussed with Izzy and Wythe, trying to figure out more of what was going on with Wythe and what was going on with this vampire. Izzy, Wythe, and Sabriel found yourselves creating a healthy little stew meal, before being interrupted by Tobias, a bat cat that takes quite a liking to Sabriel. And Reverend Varkan spending the rest of the night within your study, going over Death's Edict and trying to find answers as you communed. later that night, kind of. Far away towards the graveyard, two of the druids that Sabriel had buried began to come back from up around the ground. And that is where we are going to begin. So, you all leveled up as well halfway through the last chapter. So, everyone is level 5 now. What would you all like to do? You have free reign of everything.
I mean, Sabriel's just going to keep cooking his stew
Okay,
because he
okay.
doesn't know anything's wrong at this point.
Okay.
And it's just going to be keep continuing to talk to Isidora and Wanda. Oh wait, no, you said
Yes.
Wythe. You
Yeah.
told
Did you tell us?
told
Okay,
Wythe.
good.
So Isidora and Wythe, and just is going to be having a conversation while cutting onions at this point. I'm sure he's moved on from carrots and petting Tobias the kitty.
Yeah. Do we have any? Is there any way that we could vibe check? Like, are the currently coming to life corpses making any noise or something? Or how far away are we from?
You're pretty far away. You're in the refectory. They are outside, like in the graveyard. So I mean, you have stone walls that are kind of keeping you far from them. Okay. And everybody has gathered in here. So I mean, you have Horus, Thray, the mysterious vampire, and Whistler's newfound friend as well is here.
Also, one thing to note is that if anybody looks, Sabriel's lantern staff actually has a mount in the floor where you can put it so that he can cook and move around the kitchen without holding it.
That's interesting. That's fun.
Izzy's gonna look around at the mass of people that are now in here. Sabriel, do you need any help in the kitchen? This is kind of a crowd. It seems like a lot for one person.
Oh, I like it, but you're free to help me if you'd like.
She asks that question from the kitchen already, and she's helping you get stuff done.
Yeah, so he's gonna like set aside a knife and some other vegetables to cook up, and he's going to get this giant pot, and he's going to head outside to the well to get water to boil.
Okay. So Sabriel leaves. Izzy.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to go grab some water, and then we can keep cooking. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course.
Izzy, as you begin to take over and cook, you begin to hear almost what sounds like acid gurgling.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
Yeah. It's coming from the ground.
Is it the cat? Is it Tobias?
Yeah. You can hear him purring. But it's as if he's kind of choking on liquid.
What is in your mouth? Try to pick up Tobias.
As you kind of look at this cat, the paws you can see kind of have these like sharp talons, and the little pads on them are kind of like calloused over. And then from here you see like all of this is just bat wing. So it's just like it looks normal. He's not. You feel him and the vibrations within him. He's just purring.
It's just the sound you make. Okay. So weird, and puts him back down.
Okay.
As long as you're all right.
You watch as he goes down to finish his milk. And there's kind of like a part where, as you're like watching him drink it, it kind of comes out one side of the throat and sips down. Look, I wanted a cat. This is the cat you're getting. Love him.
You can ask a cat that can fly.
The bat
I do.
can fly.
As long as you're having a good time, I guess. And I like sneak him a little bit of food off the counter.
Good. You hear kind of a giggling of as you look kind of, and M is with her sister talking. And M has kind of gone over as you've put Tobias down, and M just begins to like pet him. It's like, oh, what a cute kitty. And you just see Tobias go,
Now they're guests, so am I, but I'm in charge, and you have to be nice.
From the outside, far away, you'll just hear, Tobias, be nice to everyone.
Listen to your father.
Make an Arcana check, Izzy.
Oh boy. That's it. I don't make that with advantage. I don't have anything that could help in this time of trouble. I believe that is a 10.
Okay.
It is a 10.
Okay. Very simple. You watch as M begins to pull out some food and has begun to feed it to the cat. And what languages do you speak? Oh, you speak Druidic. You're Druid.
I do.
Yeah. And you see that she, as she is kind of like offering it, you can hear in Druidic incantations. And then you watch this cat growl a little bit and hiss, and then start to eat it and purr again. And she goes, "Oh, that's a good kitty." And then you watch her speak more Druidic and incantations to this cat.
I think I just say something to the effect of, this is a place where you can do that as much as you'd like. So I encourage you to do so, but understand. I mean, you understand. I know where we got you from. Once we leave here, that gotta stop.
You see kind of Thray is paying attention to everything, and M isn't really paying attention. It seems like she's kind of in a trance, almost, speaking with this cat. But you watch Thray. I think we understand. M just can't help herself sometimes around animals.
Well, do you know what he's saying back?
No, that's it's not necessarily what I'm capable. I mean, I don't speak with them like my sister. So
You think if I ask her, will it? I don't want to throw off what's happening, but
no, I don't. I mean, sometimes she can help communicate with them. As I remind myself exactly what this spell does. And it's only one person. No, I think that if you can ask. I don't
Okay.
think it would disrupt it.
I think she puts, because the stew is still happening, so I think she puts like a piece of bread and like a piece of cheese in a bowl and like slides it to her.
Mhm.
And sort of uses that sound to like take her out of the trance
Mhm.
and ask, you two having a good conversation?
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Can I ask what it was about?
Oh, um, well, he doesn't, well, and she looks over. Oh, she's gonna make a roll. Okay. Um, well, since Sabriel isn't here, he doesn't care for milk. He doesn't need to eat, but he does because he likes him.
Oh, so no food at all. And she starts to look towards Tobias. No food at all, or something different?
You watch as this cat just stares at you into the void. And you just look, it's just like a dark shadow that stares at you. Um, I mean, no food at all. He doesn't need to eat or drink or sleep.
That's very sweet of you, well, Em and Tobias, for indulging that ridiculously large man.
You watch as Tobias just kind of shrugs. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to eat in front of me if you don't want to.
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep throwing food on the floor because that feels right to me, but you don't have to. It's fine.
Okay. You watch as kind of for the next 10 minutes communicates with this cat.
Excellent.
I would imagine that Sabriel comes back in that 10-minute time with the pot of water.
Pot of water. Yeah.
Yeah, from the well.
Yeah. Sabriel, do come in. You see him on the ground, just communicating incantations to this cat on the floor, petting it. And
Yeah,
he's just kind of loving it.
Yeah, all you're gonna see is this just like big grin from Sabriel, and he's gonna go right back to cooking.
In like this deadpan way, you hear him go, he really likes you.
Well, it's a good coincidence because I really like him too.
Hmm.
So great cuddle buddy. And he's just, again, big smile.
Yes. Anyway.
And he's gonna look at her again and just be like, you can cuddle with Tobias tonight if you'd like.
Oh no. I think he prefers to sleep with you.
All right. Is that right, Tobias?
You watch as kind of Tobias just
Sabriel's just going to go right back to like chopping up vegetables. He's going to put flour in the water, and butter and spices, and then he's going to add all the vegetables in and set it on the oven, and then he's going to get down and light the wood burning stove.
As you're cooking, Sabriel, you hear him just kind of speaking still to you as she's communicating with Tobias. You sleep in the tower, don't you?
Well, yes, I do. What makes you ask that?
Tobias told me.
Yeah, he likes high places so that he can fly around and look at things.
How long have you known him?
Well, suppose it's been a few years since I came here, and well, we'll just say Tobias is the king of this house. He's been here longer than I think any of us.
Except for Reverend Varkan.
Of course, except for the Reverend.
Bias likes Reverend Varkan.
Yes, I suppose Reverend Varkan is, well, we're all very affectionate toward Reverend Varkan and thankful for them to be here.
You watch as M looks over to Wythe. Wythe, make a perception check.
Okay,
Yeah.
I shall do the thing. Oh, so where's my perception modifier? I was on spells for some reason. All right, perception. Oh, we're starting the night off strong.
Oh no!
Oh,
Is it an
no.
outlier?
Is it a one?
No!
God!
No!
How does that happen?
The curse! It's back!
No, it was we had it gone for a whole week.
I
This is
rolled that one. For a total of 5.
great. Wythe, you
It's
don't notice
angry.
anything.
Is it great? I didn't.
You
Great.
don't
Okay,
notice
cool.
anything.
I don't notice a damn thing.
But you watch as M looks over to you and says, Tobias likes or follows you around.
Me?
Yeah.
Or who?
And you watch her talk to Tobias, and Tobias is just staring not at you, but above you.
Above me?
Yes, you.
What? That's weird. That's interesting. Insight as to why a cat would be staring above
Sure.
me?
Sure.
Because Sidney doesn't know.
Be a ghost.
That's way better. 18?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
She's telling the truth. I mean, M's telling the truth. And the inside of the cat, you look and is not staring in your eyes, but is staring like here, but up. And is just kind of moving his eyes around you like this. Watching something.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. And of course her dagger's glowing because the vampire's in the room, so it's not like anything else has changed. So why this just kind of stare at him and go, that's good. I'm gonna look if there's is there a spell that I have that could be I have detect magic. Could I detect
see.
magic above me?
Maybe. Let me see.
Yeah. You can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic. So the area, well, I guess it's not an object, the area above my head.
Do you have to see it? I guess, in a way, to detect it.
It says within 30 feet, so I don't think you have to see it.
Okay.
It says the spell can penetrate most barriers.
Okay. Then yeah, it is divination. Magic.
Hmm. Paranoid. Wythe's gonna get up.
Okay.
Just stand. Wythe's gonna stand. And walk around and see if the cat follows the head space.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the cat is just kind of watching this, like, around.
You just see Wythe go.
Tobias goes.
You all right?
I'm doing great. I'm doing so good, Isidora. Thank you so much for asking. At this point in time, I think I'm going to go to the privy. Where's the bathroom?
Isidore points.
Yeah. It's right outside.
Where?
Excuse me, good sir, where would the outhouse be?
Where would you all
it-
like it to be? You can world build a bathroom in here if you want to.
I
Incredible.
world
There's a
build that
bathroom.
we still have
Finally.
functioning
Is
indoor plumbing as well.
Is
There's
it
a-
inside or is it outside?
There's a part of me that wants a Gothic cathedral bathtub with like a crypt
Okay.
bathroom.
I mean,
A bathtub
Right.
room is different than where the toilet is.
Absolutely.
did we make a bathtub out of an old like coffin or something?
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
We
awesome.
did.
Yes.
It's
that would
cool.
be
Yeah,
here
we
for
did.
it.
Coffin-shaped baptism pool?
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean,
the bath?
I feel as though there is likely an outhouse of
Yeah.
some kind, probably in the courtyard.
It would be near the garden.
Okay.
Ah, yes, I'm going to the bathroom. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say it would be near the garden because apologize for being gross, but some of that can be repurposed
Yeah.
as fertilizer.
Absolutely.
go.
That
Yeah.
is very
Smart.
smart. Yeah. Let's
World building.
let's put that shit to good use.
Hey.
Literally.
So there you go, Wythe,
Great.
with the information that you have.
I'm going to go outside and get some fresh air / go to the bathroom / she doesn't have to go to the bathroom. She just wants to get away from the cat.
Great.
So yeah, you would walk into the garden where there's a ton of like vegetables
Mhm.
and other stuff, and in addition, there's a section of flowers
Izzy would love these.
and like herbs and stuff.
Mhm.
Aw.
Make a
What kind-
perception check, Wythe.
Were you gonna ask? Yes. Okay, good. Nope. I don't see anything.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What did you get?
I got a
That-
2, which
Oh,
makes
boy.
us 6. We're just gonna go. We're gonna flip flop all
Right.
night. I
Okay.
just feel it in my bones.
As you come out to this garden, you do notice that there is a stone statue, that is very hard to miss. Like, it's big. And you see in the center of this garden, let me pull up my notes because I want to make sure I have this. There you are. You see a yes. So you as you come into this garden, in kind of the center of this garden is kind of this stone statue with an armored individual that has large black raven wings holding a spear. A veil is often obscuring the face, as he is wearing a gold crown of ravens atop like gold raven skulls that form a crown. He has a skeletal hand and left hand that is grasping the spear, and there have been candles that are placed all at the base of this shrine.
Would Wythe know that this is Joharos?
No,
All right.
no, you have no idea who this is.
Cool.
You can make a religion check.
I mean,
You're here.
she might know something. Yeah, let's do a religion check. Let's give me. Oh my god, I told you we were flip-flopping all night. I rolled a 19 on the die face. Jesu Pete's.
Woo!
And religion is one of my highest modifiers. So that's a 19
Good stuff.
plus a 7. That's 26.
You watch as you're looking over the I would say descriptions of this statue. Your grandmother would have told you of the Death Warden. In those stories, your grandmother would have told you that the Death Warden was a vile individual and is the reason for the blight upon the world. That the Death Warden and death itself caused everything that's wrong with the world. And so your grandmother had a great disdain for the Death Warden.
Okay. Wythe is going to dress the statue.
Wait, what? Wait, what did you say?
She's gonna address the statue.
Oh, good. Okay.
Did you-
Okay. Sorry.
What did you think? Wait, what did you think I said?
Nothing.
It sounded like you said dress the statue.
I thought you were going to put clothes.
Yeah.
And you're like, you need to wear something a little bit more comfortable.
Why it said cover up.
Here's
That
some
skeletal
polka dot
hand?
PJs.
You look
Yeah.
cold.
Okay. Yeah.
And Wythe is going to say, "You don't look that evil to me." She's gonna look around and all the flowers. And she's gonna decide, as she's out there, she might as well just like pick some for Izzy. Because Izzy likes flowers. And she's gonna be really happy with some flowers. So Isidore deserves flowers. I was gonna pick flowers.
Make a nature check.
To gather the flowers, I swear to God.
And this is my world. You pick a flower. This is a survival campaign. I tell you what flowers you pick.
Tobias just swoops down and attacks.
Guys, if this, you don't understand how weird this is. Every other roll is a good or bad
flipping.
roll. And they keep getting incrementally better.
Okay.
Did you roll a 3?
I rolled actually a 4.
Okay.
But, it went from a 17 to a 19. We're just kind of going all over the place. But either way, it's an 8.
Good. So you find some oak leaf hydrangeas and some foam flowers.
Are any of those poison?
You don't know.
No! Okay.
Don't eat the flowers.
Well, I don't know.
Immediately.
Some poison flower, touch poison, get itchy, bad. No.
Yeah.
All right.
As you go and you start picking these flowers, a kind of, I would say, memento of your childhood, kind of. Picking herbs was something that you did with your grandmother quite often. And as you place the foam flowers in your hand, you see kind of a flash of a tree in your mind.
What kind of tree?
You would know, as this is a tree that you are very familiar with from where you grew up. This is an Aswythe tree. And I'll put that. It's ASVY or WYTHE. Yeah, I'll put it in chat so we can.
I appreciate you
As
so
Wythe.
much.
Yeah, there you go.
As why.
Hmm.
As why. Okay, I actually wasn't too far off. As Wythe foam flowers. Are those real flowers?
The foam flowers in the oak leaf hydrangeas are, yes.
Interesting. As Wythe. As Wythe tree. Um so as she picks these flowers, she's going to stop as soon as she sees that image, gather the flowers, and
Oh, I
immediately
missed
head back inside.
Misspelled it. There it is. Foam. F-O-A-M-E. E.
You don't know, maybe they're just fake flowers that someone just put in the ground that were
They
just
are
like
foam fake flowers. Yeah. And then as you leave the garden, are you leaving the garden, or do you want to
I
stay
am
here?
leaving the garden.
You
I'm
are.
going back inside. Nowhere is safe. It's all weird out here.
Great. Reverend Varkan, you have been going through the edict for a while. What would you like to do?
I think that Reverend Varkan kind of, I don't think they've had this many people in their church for a while, and I'm not entirely certain they're sure how to handle that. They are used to long periods of time in solitude.
Mhm.
And the only people that they really spend a lot of time interacting with are Sabriel and Whistler, and Tobias, of course. So I think that they've been standing at the window of their office, kind of looking outside,
Mhm.
just sort of in quiet contemplation. And I don't know what they can see from their window. But yeah, they've just sort of been thinking to themselves about the stuff that's occurred, and how to best go about making sure that the people that are under their care now make it to safety. They've maybe been looking at maps and like pacing around, and they probably talk to themselves, like muttering a lot under their breath as they're kind of working through things in their brain. And this is one of the few places where they like tend to like not wear all of their shit. But because there are guests, they probably regarbed after their commune, just in case. But they're just kind of like pacing around, looking out the window, thinking to themselves.
Okay.
I do wonder, there's nothing on my character sheet that implies it.
Mhm.
But considering how long the Reverend has been here, and considering that they're a Death Domain cleric, I'm curious as to whether or not they sense any sort of disturbance.
Outside.
Yeah.
Let me.
Because rules is written on their sheet, there's nothing that would necessarily,
Yeah, actually,
imply that. But
in a weird way, I will allow that. Go ahead, roll perception or arcana.
I don't know why I rolled twice. I only get one roll. Derp. All right. It's not great. Just a 9.
Okay. I would say with you looking out the window, well, you would actually, yeah, you wouldn't be able to sense anything because
Okay.
you can't see. You
Yeah.
would only be able to feel.
Yeah, looking out the window
with
is
the
a
wall.
relative
Yeah,
term, because
yeah.
they can't actually see anything, but
Yeah.
I think they can feel light on themselves, like
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a cat sunbathes or whatever,
Mhm.
you know.
Um,
Though it's still dark outside, I would imagine. So it's the
Yeah.
moonlight or whatever.
Yeah.
They're moon bathing.
I love this. I love that for them. Okay. No, yeah, unfortunately you wouldn't be able to sense anything. I will say, as you've spent time in here, if you would like to roll a history or religion to have questions perhaps be answered, if you have like a question that you might want to ask and see if there's a way that you wanted to piece something together.
So actually, as the specific race that I am, I have a special skill called knowledge from a past life.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right.
When I make an ability check that uses a skill, I can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number on a d20, and I can add the number of the d6 to the check, and I can use that feature 3 times, and I regain all expended uses, blah, 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 blah. But basically, yes, I could make a history check with this additional d6. I think the history check that I want to make is specifically about how and why druidic magic became illegal in this specific area.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make a history check.
And I'm going to expend a use of my knowledge of a past life to juice that.
Yeah.
Do I do this with advantage or not?
With advantage, because you've been here for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Well, yeah. We'll go ahead. Yeah. With advantage. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's an 18 plus 6. So
Great.
24?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Because I rolled a 6 on my d6, which was nice.
Okay. Finn is trying to contemplate the question so that it isn't a lore dump on you with a 26. 24.
24.
24.
Yes. Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Reverend Varkan. You do not spend as much time in the city of Chrysadia as well as Whistler does. I would say Whistler would know more of the intricacies of the city and the politics and the druidic systems and everything that Whistler would get into. However, for you specifically, you know that there has been an inquisition going on with eradicating druids for almost 80 years, close to 100. It's been a while. It's been worse in the past 20 to 30 years. The reasoning kind of, I would say, in a weird sense, Reverend Varkan's reasoning, if that makes sense, of how you have kind of pieced it all together in your own way, is that the Dusk Walker is the goddess of the moon, and essentially the main region within the realm of the Archdiocese of Chrysadia. However, she's not the only approved deity. There are other approved deities that you are allowed to worship, and there are illegal deities that you are not allowed to worship. If you would like those, I can give those to you. I just don't want to give
I
you.
think I'm only really interested on where the Death Warden falls on that scale.
Yeah, okay. The Death Warden is known as a forewarned deity, meaning that deities, those forewarned deities are not illegal, which is why you still have your Gravehaven here. They're only very watched very carefully. So not illegal. You are allowed to practice. When it comes to why they are legal,
Like Bancroft is an illegal deity.
yes, yes, the harvester would be an illegal deity. Any of the
Is-
Asvorian gods are prohibited.
Okay, interesting. All right, cool. I think that the Reverend Varkan will close the edict and don whatever pieces of clothing they haven't put back on, and is opening their door to go ahead and head down because they can smell the food being cooked, and even though they don't eat, they like the community, the sense of community that one feels when they are at a table with other people. And they figure that everybody will be gathering up and it'll be a good opportunity to kind of like figure out what to do. So they open their door to start to head down to the kitchen.
Okay. As you're heading down,
because I can't brood up here by myself forever. That would just be very boring for everyone. So,
I mean, you can.
but it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. As you're walking down, piecing more information with the 24, and this precise question you asked of why they are druidic magics are illegal. They've been cracking down more in the past 30 years. The Archdiocese are filled with clergy and clerical means. And essentially, and Whistler would have told you more kind of about this, is that in a weird, twisted way, the Archdiocese has created their own organization, I should say, with medicinal and clerical practices, where clerics run Chrysadia. And Whistler would have also told you that if you do not have the funds to pay a cleric for healing, you die. And they've eradicated druids because druids use nature, which is free plants, to heal people. And they don't like that. That is pretty much the main reason why druids are illegal in Chrysadia, is because clerics run the city.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Profiteering off the
Gosh, I
plight of
wonder.
others. Man,
I
that sounds
wonder
familiar.
what. That's. I
Guys,
wonder.
This is a fantasy game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I see no parallels at all here.
Yeah. What kind of campaign was this again? Southern Gothic?
Southern Gothic, dark fantasy.
Yeah, okay.
Southern Gothic, dark fantasy game.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Varkan's gonna head down, and if they just so happen to run into a certain pretty blood wizard on the way,
Reverend Varkan would know if she's pretty. It's just a soul thing, right? You just sense what a
You just-
beautiful inside human being.
Of course, absolutely.
I mean, Sabriel can see everybody just as long as they're in the lantern light.
You like go invisible. You just move over out of the light.
Duck behind a counter. Ah!
Yeah. Wythe. Actually, I mean, if you wish, yeah, I mean, Reverend Macron, you would be leaving kind of your study, going in that direction. Wythe would be coming from the garden. So I mean, if you would like to stop, you are able to.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting to run into you here.
I just stepped out to get some fresh air. It's really crowded in the kitchen.
Oh, I suppose you're probably right about that. It's been a while since we've had this many people here. There are not many who observe this faith anymore, so gatherings of this size are rare indeed.
How do you keep this place going?
They kind of gesture around at the place that's currently in crumbling ruins.
It's fair.
But I have been here for a very long time. For as long as I can remember, anyway. And so long as there are still those who believe, I feel obligated to serve them.
Well, why don't you leave and go somewhere where you're not under so much scrutiny?
Because somebody has to be here. If I were to leave, who would guide people? Who would speak on behalf of the warden? Just because there are few who believe doesn't mean that they should be deprived of their leader.
But what's the line? When does it get too much?
I think it's been too much for a long time. I've just gotten used to it. And at least I'm not here alone anymore. Whistler and Sabriel really do help to ease the burden. And
Well,
I'm glad that you are here now. You and Isidora, though I imagine eventually we'll be moving on, bring a nice energy to this place, as do all the rest of the druids.
yeah, it's nice staying in one place for a little bit. Izzy and I have been on the move for a few months now.
May I ask you something?
Yes.
Why do you suppose it is that when I bumped into you, I saw what I saw?
You seem to be someone who's very in tune with the energy around you and your god. It's just possible you encountered some new energy that jolted something new.
How do you feel about what I saw?
I don't know what it is. I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious. However, I don't think it's unique to me.
I feel like there's something about the timing that says something. I don't know. I've been ill at ease since we all got here. I don't
Well,
really know how to describe it.
we really went through something quite traumatic in its own right. Being chased. I almost lost a friend. Discovering the sinister things that are happening in the city. I mean, I'm not sure how much of that you were privy to, but it certainly was a shock.
Will you stay?
I have to talk to Izzy about it.
How long have the two of you been traveling together?
Few months.
It is good that you have had each other to watch your backs. I fear for what might have happened to Isidora if she had been alone all this time. This is not a friendly place for someone like her.
Well, the good thing is I'm not leaving her side anytime soon.
I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that.
I hope
Are you hungry?
Actually, yes, I am. I haven't had good food in a. I am very hungry.
Sabriel is an excellent cook, at least from what I can tell. You'll enjoy his stew. I say at least from what I can tell because I do not require food, but I know when something smells good.
You don't require food. Oh, okay. Well, do you have taste buds?
I mean, I can eat, and sometimes I do, but I don't need to.
But can you taste it?
Yes, I've tasted his stew before. It tastes good too.
Okay. Listen.
Usually if something smells good, that's a good indicator that it's likely going to taste good too. If you can't smell the spice, then you've clearly done something wrong.
That's true. If
it just smells like salt, then you should run away as fast as you can.
Absolutely. 10,000%. I saw him chopping onions and everything. He didn't even flinch. Didn't cry.
I can smell the rosemary and the thyme, and all the good things. Have you met Tobias, by the way?
The cat?
Then you have met Tobias. Wonderful. Yes, Tobias is our precious child. We love him very much.
He is cute.
All right, I don't need to be able to see to tell you're lying.
No, it's nothing he's a very precious cat. And
that cat is nearly as old as me. I know he looks like shit.
Oh, and why that? Why is actually gonna laugh at that?
I'm sure he revels in the way that he looks, though. So it's not offensive for me to say so.
No, I don't think so. He is a good cat. He's a very strange cat, but he's a good cat. And
well, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're all a little bit strange here.
I was just about to say.
We're a very special and very eclectic crew. Let's get you some food.
Yeah.
As you both kind of walk into the refectory, Reverend Varkan, you smell pomegranates. And in a strange way, warmth. Wythe, at this point, did you drop your alter self?
Oh, yeah. I should tell Rev Varkan my name is Wythe. Okay. As soon as they enter back into the kitchen, Wythe is going to once again scream, "Oh, my name is Wythe!" Again. She forgot.
I need Reverend Varkan to make a history check.
Damn it.
Reverend Varkan, did you discuss with Wythe the pomegranate?
I think that Wythe sees Reverend Varkan stop for a moment in the refectory and kind of just go, like a hollow kind of inhale. Do you smell that?
The onions?
No, I keep smelling pomegranates. I keep seeing pomegranates.
And I now need Wythe to make a history check.
Okay.
So what was your history check, Reverend Varkan?
I'm doing it right now. Hold on.
Okay,
That was not
okay.
in the tray. It doesn't count. Come on. Again. Are you serious? And I guess I don't get advantage on this one. God ding dang it.
You would,
Oh.
and you can use your past life.
I will do that.
Yeah. for
Because
this
that was
one.
the crap. I rolled the same thing again. Are you serious? God damn it. It's only a 10.
I'm so
Boo.
sorry. I passed it on to you. I got a 23.
Okay.
I rolled another 19
Nice.
again.
Good
It's going
stuff.
back and forth, y'all. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop.
Why
Good.
my dice hate me today? They hate me so much. Oh.
Wythe just asks you, leans in, Reverend Varkan,
Yes.
I don't mean to be rude. But are you perhaps having a stroke?
I would be smelling something entirely different if I were having a stroke. 1, 2, I don't think I'm capable of having a stroke anymore.
Anymore?
As Reverend Varkan takes a moment to himself. Wythe. When Reverend Varkan mentioned pomegranates, you felt your heart start to race. And you remember, as a child, your grandmother would bring you to the base of a tree. A tree with red leaves. Oh, sorry. A tree with gold leaves. There it is. And bright red pomegranates that would grow from it. You know this as the Aswythe tree.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Reverend, maybe you're having a craving. Maybe we need to send someone out to get pomegranates. I can see what I have in my arcane book, and see if maybe we could conjure some. I don't know, but we should, we should absolutely eat some food so we have something in our stomach.
And what was your history check, Reverend Varkan?
It was only a 10.
Okay. As Wanda declares that her name is Wythe, familiar sense comes to you. And you
I
both
feel like I've heard that name before.
Oh, possibly. It's a very common name. Where I'm from, have you ever been? And Wythe forgets where she's been telling everyone where she's from.
I'm sure it'll come to me. In any
Yes,
case, it is nice to finally meet you, Wythe.
it's wonderful to finally meet you as well.
You'll have to tell me what you look like at some point.
Oh, right. I will for sure. Over food. We'll discuss it over food. Firstly, I think you'll appreciate my very large hat.
Oh, you wear a hat.
I do.
How lovely.
I do. It's a very large hat. Very large hat, very long, long white hair,
Oh.
golden yellow eyes. I could be making things up.
Don't worry, I
love-
can sense if you're lying.
Can you really?
Reverend Varkan just kind of gives Wythe a look.
Reverend Varkan, as Wythe describes her eyes. That same warm scent comes to you.
I'm really glad that you're here, Wythe.
Me too.
I cannot help but feel, for the first time in a long time, that there's a reason I'm here with you in this moment. I don't know what it is, but it's been a long time since I felt this way. I know that sounds very strange. I don't suppose you're a particularly religious person, but I, for one, believe that people are brought together for a reason. That the warden puts us on each other's paths to guide us through life, so that when we finally do meet him, we're all the better prepared for the people we have met along the way.
Well, out of everyone he could have put in my path, I'm very grateful that it's you and your comrades.
You and I should have a chat sometime over tea.
Oh, I love tea. Izzy also loves tea.
Izzy is more than welcome.
Good.
I appreciate how devoted you are to her. I think this world could use a little bit more of that type of devotion.
It's very easy to be devoted to someone so wonderful.
Sabriel's stew smells a bit different than it usually does.
Do you think do you think he accidentally put something else in the stew, or he's making upgrades?
No, he's always made his stew exactly the same way. He's very consistent like that.
Can I perception check why
Feel like-
his stew smells different?
I don't think it's a secret. If his back is turned, it's very much like
Can,
No,
can I?
just
Can I?
just waiting for the ancestors to be like, "That's enough, child." Just like,
Well, I was gonna say he could see everything in the lantern's light, even if his back is turned.
oh no.
no,
Which-
no,
Isidora wouldn't know, obviously,
not at all.
but
I love it. I love it
as-
so much.
So Isidora's adding things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sabriel is just letting her do it and just going along with it at this point. He doesn't want to be rude, and he would stop her if she was doing anything that would make it terrible, I would think.
Yeah.
But Druid, he's very trusting, so he's just letting it happen and letting Isidora think that she's being very sneaky about it.
Ooh. It's mostly like medicinal herbs, not to taste, but because we've all been running around in the mud in the cold.
Ooh, things to like help ease our achy bones. I love it. Plus, it's been raining and gloomy and gross outside all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit right there.
I have a feeling that's just Crusadia, though.
Crusadia is basically just London. It's constantly rainy and cold. Ugh.
Yeah. But the food is almost ready. You all should come and have a seat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wythe looks at Izzy.
Yes.
You see Sabriel looking back and forth at the two of them.
Yeah.
So, anyone hungry?
Yes.
I am not, but I will happily sit here with everyone while they eat.
Would you like to try it, Reverend? I know I don't have to pull you a full serving, but if you would like to taste it.
I'm curious. It smells different than usual, and I'm really curious as to what it is that you've done differently this time.
Oh, I didn't do anything differently. And he's gonna like give a knowing glance toward Isidora, but also then turn to smile at Wythe because Wythe clearly knows.
Must be the harvest or the way the seasons that the vegetables grow in affect the taste. So it's probably that.
Mhm.
I mean, whatever it is that's been done, it still smells delicious.
Well, that's good. Yes, maybe it's the onions. They might be slightly sweeter than normal.
It's the
Ooh.
sweeter onions, yeah.
Mhm.
Watch out for
Perhaps that
those.
is the case. Tobias.
You watch as Tobias is very enthralled with M right now. And they are just kind of
Oh, am I interrupting a conversation? Never mind, Tobias. You go ahead and make friends.
M just kind of Reverend Varkan. If you
Never-
want,
No, never mind me.
okay.
I see him all the time.
And M goes back to kind of communicating with Tobias, and you hear as Thray is like, okay, M, come on, let's sit down, let's get a good meal in you, and stop, wash your hands, stop playing with the cat.
That is right. Everybody should indeed wash their hands.
Yes. And you watch as M just kind of goes and like washes her hands. Horace comes in. He looks tired. He's
He's been working.
been working. He's got like sweat dripping down.
Sweaty half work.
He's been working. Thank you so much for making this wonderful meal for us tonight.
Of course, you're very welcome. And you're welcome to have as much as you want.
You watch as Horace goes and starts getting like a bowl and scooping it. And you watch coming in after is the drow male who hello everybody. Gets some soup, sits down near Whistler because this Whistler is still here, and just begins to eat.
I don't suppose our other friend will be making their way over.
At that, you see Sabriel kind of give a look and then look down. And then, oh yes, I forgot. We have some bread as well. It's a little stale, but I'll cut a slice for everybody. And he's going to cut all of the bread up. And after cutting all of the other bread, if anyone wants to try and notice what he's doing, he accidentally cuts his hand. Oh, I'm so clumsy, everyone. So sorry. And he's going to grab an empty bowl and leave the room. I'll be right back. And he's going to start bleeding into the bowl to give more blood to the vampire.
Interesting. Okay.
Because they're all guests under his roof, and it's not really fair that everyone else is eating and they're forced to kind of be isolated and starve.
Yeah.
I want to roll to see that. I don't think I have.
Okay.
I don't have any intention of stopping it. I just want to know.
Wythe, you do not have to roll for this. You do notice this happening.
Oh, bet. Yeah. That was a 19.
You would notice Sabriel leaving the room, coming back with like a kind of paler fit. Well,
Wouldn't be that much blood.
It wouldn't be that much blood.
He's a big guy. He's got lots of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Pale face. Sabriel's a vampire. They're all vampires.
Everyone's vampires.
Everyone's a vampire.
Everyone is sexy vampires.
And yeah, everyone begins to eat.
Hey.
Yeah. Minus Sabriel at the time, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You're not eating?
To who, Sabriel?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on his way out of the room. I'll eat just in a minute. I've got to go find a bandage for this.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Wythe will sit next to Isidora and whisper, "It tastes great."
You? Why is that a secret?
But hey, because
Okay. I understand. Okay.
it tastes good. It tastes good. Also, I got you flowers. Okay, bye.
Wait, flowers. Wait. What do you mean? Bye. We're eating at the same table. You're still sitting next to me.
Wythe turns her attention to the druids, other druids sitting at the table, just kind of like taking them in. She'll take out the flowers and like hand them to Izzy. And just look around, and she'll eye Reverend Varkan and watch. How does Reverend Varkan eat?
They don't. But yes.
They take a spoonful out of the stew, out of their bowl, and then gently lift the veil with the hand and kind of put the spoon underneath it, and sip at the you see kind of the bottom half of their face.
That's what I want to know.
It's the same gray that, well, actually you wouldn't be able to see most of it. Like, you can see little peaks of it through like their bandages, but it's like this pale gray. You can see that like the points of their ears sort of stick up underneath the veil. So you have been able to figure out that they're likely some kind of like non-human or they look like they're probably an elf of some kind, but with the gray skin kind of strongly implies that they're drow. The face is very gaunt, almost skeletal, and the skin is sort of like papery thin. You can see the neck like almost all the way up to like their jawline has the same sort of gold etchings that you've sort of been able to peek through the wrappings around their arm. But like their lips are full but kind of drawn, because of sort of the skeletal nature of their face. Their nose, you can kind of tell that like their nose doesn't really look the same anymore. Like it's more like the two holes that you would see, like I said, very much like uh a mummy, like, and if you unwrapped them, what they look like. But a lot prettier and, well, better preserved. They're a beautiful corpse, as I described them last week. God, it feels like a year ago at this point. But yes, yeah. And then like they lower the veil again, and kind of their head tilts to one side and goes, well, that certainly is a little bit different, but still quite tasty. Whatever collaboration in the kitchen has taken place, it has greatly benefited your stew, Sabriel. Not that it isn't always delicious.
Sabriel is not here.
I say it into the ether.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yes.
If I were just sort of playing around, I would say it does taste like someone added a little bit of dried nettle to it, which, if it were in the stew, which it's not, would be particularly great for cold nights and dry air. But it's not there, so it's fine.
Well, if it is there, were it to be there, I'm sure it would be very beneficial to all those aches and pains that people might be experiencing after walking and working and generally exerting themselves.
Izzy, did you know that the Reverend likes tea?
You like tea? Like what kind? Wait, what kind? Is it just like for taste or is it for a specific benefit?
Well, it can be both.
Yes, absolutely. But what kind do you drink? Do you grow it here or do you order it?
I mean, we have an entire herb garden outside if you'd like to take a look around.
Yes.
You're more than welcome. But I get quite a bit of my tea from out there. I have a small square set away for tea leaves in particular. I tend to enjoy a wide variety, but white tea tends to be around exactly where I like my energy levels to be. Not too strong, just a slight bit of kick, very elegant flavor. You can pair it with a lot of different things.
Absolutely. And you can see whatever tea math is happening around Isidora's mind as she's thinking about that. I would love to take a look, and maybe if I can, I don't know. I would love to see the garden, and if I can help in any way, I will.
You are welcome. We haven't had somebody of your skill here for a very long time, so I'm sure you could work wonders in that garden.
Good. After dinner, then.
Tobias jumps up.
Reverend Varkan like pushes their bowl in Tobias's direction.
You watch as Tobias, as you push this bowl in front of him, is just staring at Wythe.
This creepy cat.
Oh. Man.
Looks like you owe him something.
Hey, Im.
Is there something wrong?
You watch him go, yeah.
No, nothing's wrong. Hey, Im, when you were talking to the cat earlier, did he mention anything about my hat?
No. I think he's very fond of it, actually.
That's good. Did he say why?
He likes hats.
Who doesn't? Good point. Great, solid point. Thank you for that lovely information.
I feel as though I have missed something.
Wythe is going to take the hat off of her head and put it on the ground.
Say put it on the cat.
Tobias just stares at you.
Is he still looking above my head?
No.
No, he's not.
No, he's staring at you.
At me now.
Yes.
Wythe puts the hat on the cat.
It's a
You
very
watch,
large hat.
yeah, you
Big
watch
hat.
as you put this hat on this cat. The cat kind of disappears into that. It's a cat is like
fucking hat.
2 foot tall cat. No, about a foot tall. Well, yeah, about this big of a cat, and the wingspan's about 3-4 feet. Oh, that's like almost me. That's a 3 feet wingspan. I saw Wes go. That's
is
like
so
almost
tiny.
That's almost
It's
you,
pretty
buddy.
So funny.
Finn,
Full
for
human
those of
hands.
you who have never had the opportunity to meet Finn, he's just a little guy.
I'm a little guy.
Okay.
I'm a little guy.
My good time boy.
My good time boy. You watch as this cat just kind of disappears into this hat.
I
Is he-
take the hat off of the cat.
You do that, and he goes. He's just staring at you.
Ooh! All right.
Oh,
Tobias, it
Yeah.
is rude to stare.
I do detect magic above my head again.
You detect magic. There is there is nothing now. You hear M go. I think he is rude to stare. So maybe Tobias, can we maybe not do that? And you see Tobias jumps off, kind of walks over to on the ground, and starts doing cat things,
Amazing.
playing with stuff.
Oh, good.
I apologize. Tobias is very different from your usual cat. I've never known him to stare at anyone before, though.
You know, stranger things have happened today. Maybe he also smells pomegranates.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, yes. Wythe looks down at her soup and starts eating soup.
Do you have a pomegranate tree on the property?
We do not, but I smelled it down in the refectory when I was walking in here with Wythe. It's not the first time, it's the second time that I've smelled pomegranates. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. I like the smell of pomegranates, though. It's a nice, bright smell.
Still pretty odd. Maybe it had something to do with is your knife still glowing in the kitchen?
No.
Okay.
So yes, I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but I was mentioning to Wythe before that ever since the two of you showed up here, there have been strange things happening, and I'm not entirely certain what they mean, but I hope that perhaps until we have gotten to the bottom of these strange occurrences, the two of you might consider staying here for a little while.
Oh,
Well, you know, that is a very I understand what you're saying. I understand your concerns in this aspect. So we can think about it. I think the first course of action is to figure out where these lovely people can go. Wythe looks at Izzy.
yes. We'll get the sort of set the captives free, as it were, and then we can start thinking about our next steps. There's no need to keep these people here while we figure out our weird glowing knives and pomegranate perfume.
Well, I was certainly hoping that you would help us with that. It wasn't you need to make that decision now. It was an invitation. Nothing more.
Yeah. Yeah. And Izzy's a fantastic herbalist. So perhaps we could help you grow your garden while we're here.
Perhaps you can. I was looking at maps before I came down, trying to determine the best place that we might be able to send you folks. But I think it also it would be wrong of me to make plans without asking you first if there's a place you would like to go.
You watch 3. Well, we were making our way to the Malkier coast. That's ways away. I mean, it's over the borders. And you hear Horace go, and I just need to go to Aldwick. I can get myself there. So I don't need to take me to anywhere.
I don't think it is necessarily the best idea to let you go wandering off alone since you've already been caught once.
Well, I was fixing to stay here for a bit and help us rebuild the church for a little ways.
Well, that's so very kind of you. We would appreciate that. And I believe that we need to go up to Aldwick anyway as part of our agreement. So we can always give you a ride.
You see the other drow, and I am still working in Chrysadia, so I will have to stay around for a bit. Not here per se. I don't want to take up more of your time and generosity, but I will be working closely in Chrysadia.
We have plenty of space. It wouldn't be an imposition. And this is as safe a place as any for you to stay.
Sabriel, as you are walking past the refectory, going down to the right of the chamber, you get a sense of an individual within there.
Also, he left his lantern behind, so he's literally just...
Yeah, he's doing it based on what you feel.
Yeah, tremor sense, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was can you remind me of the vampire's name?
Jen.
Jen.
Yeah, I'll type it in. Jen, Jen.
Jen, are you here?
What languages do you speak? Is it Celestial?
I speak
Gothic.
Celestial, Common, and Robin.
You don't hear a response.
So he's gonna take the bowl with the blood and walk away about 5 or 10 feet away from the individual he senses, and he's gonna just set it down on something. And he's just going to give a smile in their direction, and then he's going to turn and walk back to the kitchen.
As you turn to go, you feel a thump of what you would kind of know is like a book closing. And then you feel kind of the footsteps coming from the chamber. And that's as far as you would feel.
And then just in common again, I don't know if you can understand me, but if you need more, just come find me. And then he's just going to keep walking.
Sabriel comes back to the factory as you're all discussing your next moves.
He'll listen into the conversation, but as you see, he pours stew into a large mixing bowl and fills it almost up to the very top, and he's using a large wooden mixing spoon as his actual spoon.
Oh, no.
but in his hands, like comparatively, it looks normal as he does it. So, and just sits down and eats with you. So, how did everyone like the stew?
It's delicious. I mean, we haven't had a meal in weeks.
Well, I'm glad we could help. And
Definitely doesn't have nettle in it, but still good.
Thank you, Wythe, for that.
oh yeah, no, fair. And he's just gonna kind of like while eating, turn over and look at Isidora. Yeah, it's good. Just a little different from my normal recipe, but still good. I feel a little less achy in my shoulders.
Isidora's trying really hard not to be proud of that. That's good. I mean, it must have been, having time to sort of stretch and prep things after a fight. It's good for your muscles. Thanks.
Of course, that must be it.
So, looks like one of us isn't going too far, and the rest of us are, well, the rest of y'all are going all the way to a coast. Or, I mean, it might be smarter to find, I don't know, a halfway point at least.
I think getting them to at least the border is probably our best move. I know that Whistler has been putting a significant amount of work into discovering tunnels that could help us transport people. But the network, as far as I know, is inconsistent. So there might be some building that we have to do ourselves. But as much as possible, being able to travel out of sight would be beneficial to us. Getting them to the border nearest to their destination. We can figure out how to safely do that. Then I think we will. I think it will be good.
Yes, getting them out of Crusadia, I think, is the most important step, and they seem to have done well thus far, and up until being captured, of course. So I feel as though if we get them to the border, then they should be able to take care of themselves.
You hear Thray. I mean, we just need a book passage to, we don't even know where. I mean, Abosari or Solvent. We just want out of Mount, right?
We'll help you find a safe place to do that.
You watch, who you all know, Ephraim, the drow, look over to Thray. I think I can help with that, actually. If you need out of Malandrin and you need to go to Abosari, I have contacts. But they're right, if you get to the border, I can handle everything from there.
Excellent. Do you all have a means of affording these contacts? Do you have basically enough to get there? I mean, we can stock you. I mean, the garden will be ready to harvest soon enough, but do you all have what you need to get there?
You watch Thray. That's how I got us into this predicament in the first place. I mean, stealing. So now we don't have much.
We will try to make sure that as we travel, that you are given as many provisions as you need so that you will not have to steal anything else.
You watch Ephraim just kind of chuckle to himself. Well, I can also help with that.
What is it that you do in Crusadia?
Indeed, you seem to be very resourceful.
He kind of leans back in his seat. They work in Gracedia.
Right, but doing what?
I assist with the certain druid factions within Crusadia.
You're part of a rebel druid group within Crusadia. Is that right?
In a sense, yes.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Good dice.
Yeah. It's
Oh my god, I'm
6 for
rolling
me.
so much garbage.
Ah!
That's only a 11 for me.
Rolled
I'm
a
rolling
24.
Garbaggio. 24 is better than that.
I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Reverend Varkan, what did you get? You got an 11?
Yeah, not great. I haven't rolled anything, I think, over a 10 all night.
Izzy, you got a 24. Sabriel, what did you get?
A 6?
Okay. Izzy, I'm gonna send you a message.
Okay.
So you will be getting a message. I work in Crusadia. That is mostly where I source my income. But I am obviously I'm not from Crusadia. I'm not from Melandrain.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Aboseri.
Do I remember what the deal is with Abu Sari? Isn't that the one that the vampire told me was like not great for
No. Make a history check as
Oh.
well. Because I forget your wife.
right?
Um
No, I don't remember a damn. I don't know anything. I don't know. Don't know a thing. No.
I got an 18 on history. If Sabriel
Okay,
would
yeah.
know.
Yeah, Aboseri is the southern coastal continent that is below Melandrain.
Mm.
So he's the accent possibly is Abosarian, but Aboseri is very large. He could be from anywhere.
So you're from the southern Isles?
Yes. Well, yeah, southern coast. Yeah. So,
It's a long way.
yes. I don't take kindly to certain regiments. Abosarian laws are very different from Mountrain. And
Well, I mean, are they different as in they allowed druids? Because I would feel like that's an improvement.
different in every sense of the word. Different in how much do you know of Abosari? I mean, Melandrain is very disconnected from the rest of the world. There's a reason why no one ever comes here. Exporting and importing goods from here is very, very hard to do.
Is that what you're doing with the druids inside of Crusadia? Are you exporting them somewhere else?
Make an insight check. Or make a persuasion check, actually.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm good at those. Not great. That one was good. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20.
In a sense, yes. It is to get people out of this country, to give them a better life.
And you're putting yourself in danger to do this. That's very kind and courageous of you.
I've done some very bad things for the good. But adversarians are different. We see injustice and we like to basically punch it in the face.
You just see Sabriel get a big grin on his face. I wholeheartedly understand the sentiment.
Good.
I'm still writing this whisper to you.
Is there anything that... Well, I don't want to volunteer anyone else, but is there anything I could do to help with this?
Well, he looks over to Whistler. We have connections kind of everywhere, and he looks back over to you. In a way that getting them out is fantastic. Getting them resources is easier to do. That is mostly what I do, is I gather herbs and I am kind of the one to get them into the city, because it's easier to get plants in there than it is to get people out.
Isn't that kind of taking the hens right into the lion's den?
Yes. But it is not only me doing this. I mean, we have quite a collection.
I think, well, without, I might as well say it. I do think you're telling the truth, and I didn't at first.
Well, that's very kind of you.
But I think that's very clear given the smokestack and ash heap that the church probably is now, that if that intention changes, so will the willingness to give out soup.
Well, I don't know how much time that I will stay here, because I feel like I can do more good out there. But I do appreciate everything you've done for me. I do appreciate you getting me out. I will help Horace in cleaning up some areas of this church, but
And I do suppose it goes without saying that whatever it is that you did that got you caught in the first place, maybe you take care not to do that again.
unfortunately, that is part of my job.
Well, then take more care next time then.
Yes.
That's not me chastising you. That's just me.
It's fine.
That's Reverend Varkan's way of caring.
Oh, you hush
I
now.
see.
Eat your
I see.
soup.
And as you all finish your meal, talking with one another, planning out what it is you're doing next with these druids, we're gonna go to break. And we are gonna see what happens next and figure out kind of more juicy details. So yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. welcome back. So, as you all have finished your meal, a few nights go by. Horace has completed all of the holes in the roofs. There's no more holes that you have to worry about. He has straightened the pews, and has fixed the splitting wood in them. Thray and Im have swept a lot of debris around, and have swept up a lot of the stained glass that was kind of all over the floor. And they actually have the pieces have been brought to the chamber, where they have been kind of having a good time trying to piece them back together. Ephraim has been cleaning up a lot of the vandalism on the stone outside of the walls of the Gravehaven, usually taking the buckets and washing everything away.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
would any of us have run into the two undead that came back to life in this process of fixing things and doing stuff?
I was also wondering the
Yeah.
same thing.
Because I thought that's where we were gonna be headed.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
But yeah.
Because I was gonna say
Um,
Sabriel would absolutely notice if these
yes.
yes been dug up.
Yes. Ephraim left, and he headed back to Crusadia. Jen has been looking more lively over the past few nights, and has taken a special interest in going over tomes in the chambers of the library, going over recorded history, illuminated manuscripts, and so you often would find them in there, kind of watching Thray and Im with the stained glass. I need you all to make a perception checks. Okay.
12?
Oh, yeah. 12.
8.
8.
18.
18.
Also 12.
Okay. For everyone above the 10, mostly Izzy, you would have taken notice that these graves two of the graves are empty. But not as if, for you being known, you know your way around a graveyard. Not in a way of someone stole the bodies, but in a way of something may have crawled out.
As soon as that's clear, she starts walking through the camp and just sort of shouting. Someone's been messing with the graves, or something's messed with the graves. The bodies are gone. There's 2 missing bodies. I don't know where they are. And she's looking basically like whatever happens when Secret Service gets alerted. That's what she's at.
Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Would I notice this too with my 18?
Yes. Okay. You would also notice these. Anybody who rolled above a 10 would notice.
So you see, after you start saying that, you see Sabriel walk out in full armor holding his staff.
Okay,
I think the Reverend Varkan, once they hear that something has happened with graves,
Yeah.
would that ping anything for them? Would they know that, have experienced something like this happening before, or?
Make a history check.
Okay. Just a straight history check?
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Isidora, if you look to Sabriel, you see him adding oil to a lantern and then lighting it. This is the lantern of tracking undead.
Yeah.
Does it turn green?
Yeah. It does.
You
What
just
is
got
the radius?
300 feet.
Yes, it does.
I rolled a 21 on my history check.
Okay.
So 22 on survival.
It is not necessarily normal for the bodies you have buried to crawl out of them. So it doesn't resonate with you. Usually when you bury a body,
It stays there.
it stays there.
And that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
So
What
this is certainly not typical. Usually those that we lay to rest here stay here.
Do you have any issues with people trying to take them out? I mean, if they stay there, that's one thing, but I know you
People
all
do
are
not-
capable.
People know better than to come here and disturb the graves.
They do. This, and he's just like looking around the area. Would he be able to tell that these were not dug up, like they were, like?
Yeah. You would be able to tell that they are not dug up.
Yeah. This looks more along the lines of them not being quite so dead anymore.
Is there a way to track these forms? Perhaps with a investigation check or something of the like?
Yeah.
To see where they
You,
went?
yeah, go ahead and use survival. Is Wythe wanting to try to track them?
Yeah.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll survival with disadvantage.
Crap.
What about Sabriel?
Sabriel, go ahead and roll with advantage.
It's a nat 20 on the first one.
Oh, good.
Hey,
And a 7 on the second. So nat 20.
That is a 12.
Yeah, did we ever hear back about the druids, the symbol that I showed to the druids last episode?
Don't believe we did.
Okay.
No.
Because yeah, he's still very curious about the marks that were all on the are on all of the bodies.
So Wythe, what did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
Okay. And Sabriel, your total was
22.
22.
But it was a nat 20.
20. Oh, got it. Okay. So Sabriel, I'll start with Wythe. Wythe, as you try to search and locate, you get no instance of blood within. And Sabriel, you are very connected to the dead. And so it's easier for you to locate them. They're about 60, 70 feet away on the other side of the church.
I can sense them. They're on the opposite side of the church from us.
Let us
So-
see what we can do to put their souls to rest.
And he's also going to pull the piece of paper where he drew the mark and hand it to Isidora. Does this mean anything to you?
does it?
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Okay. 30, 20.
20. And interesting. Being from where you were raised, you have seen symbols like this. Not quite exactly of this exact symbol. But in a way, it correlates to something that your father would have shown you of symbols of necromancy.
You'll say, this is some necromantic bullshit.
That's
We
what I
should-
was worried about.
Start with disturbing the mark, and then if that doesn't work, then we take them out.
I believe I am particularly equipped to handle this particular nuisance.
And maybe for the future, if we come across any bodies with similar marks to this, perhaps cremation would be the best course of action, at least for the time being.
I will agree with you. Let's go ahead and take care of this problem.
Good.
Why?
I was gonna say I let the Reverend and Sabriel lead the way, and I just have
Yeah.
my weapon out.
take
You
care
see,
of this.
yeah,
I'll
Reverend
watch.
Varkan. You see Reverend Varkan light the incense in their censer and
Okay.
tightly grip the chain.
As you all start to make your way around the church, Sabriel, go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Okay. This dice is on fire. I rolled a nat 19 and another nat 20.
Oh,
All right.
Whoa! For a
Dang.
total
Hey.
of
History, right? Dang, I
Yeah.
wasn't even looking. 21.
okay. As Izzy explained to you this necromantic symbol, it kind of dawns on you a bit that, those symbols are familiar, not necessarily druidic, but in a way, they remind you of home.
My home?
Mm-hmm.
You know, now that you mention it's necromantic, this looks very familiar to me. It's also odd that they would have these necromantic symbols and the pastor was trying to burn them in the cornucopia. There may be more going on here than I originally thought.
I don't think that makes sense. Are we sure the preacher was the only person that had intention with these people?
I'm not sure, but they clearly got these marks at some point, and I just assumed it was during their incarceration or that they were part of some group of druids. Let's deal with the situation at hand and we can figure that mystery out later.
All right.
As you make your way over, Reverend Rakan, Sabriel, you sense for the others two undead that are standing at the base of a dead tree.
Sabriel, move closer.
They don't take notice of you.
Am I familiar with this tree?
Make a nature check.
Nope. It's only an 8.
You're not sure. There are several trees around the Gravehaven. Many of them have been laid to rest in a way. And this one in particular is larger than the others.
Does it look like they're doing something, like some sort of ritual?
Go ahead and make a Arcana check.
That's a 6.
6. You're not quite sure. They're just kind of sitting at the base of this tree, placing their kind of hands upon it.
Is there a language of the dead?
Not necessarily. It's more of the languages that you would have spoken when you passed.
Okay. So assuming they would speak common.
Maybe. What languages do you speak?
I speak Abyssal, Common, Cripplik, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay.
I will speak to them in common. Hello? Is there a reason for you to be standing there like that?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh. Noise. No, my persuasion's not great. That's a 15 though. Maybe. Yeah, not bad. It's not the worst.
Not bad.
Could be worse.
As your voice resonates to them, you watch as their hands place, they kind of turn to look at you.
Hello.
Sabriel is instinctively going to just put himself in between the undead and the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What is your purpose here?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Common, and Raven. I say
Okay.
it in common though.
Okay. Okay. We do not understand what is happening. But we were told to be here. A feeling.
A command?
No.
Told by whom?
We're not sure.
Is it common to be able to like speak with the undead in this way?
Not necessarily, no. You would have to speak with dead or
Right.
Yeah, they are communicating as if they were still alive.
Yeah.
Does
So-
the Reverend Varkan recognize this phenomenon at all?
Go ahead and make a history check with advantage
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and add a
Yes.
d6.
Because as this is
Sure.
happening,
I only get 3 of these, by the way. I only get 3
Yes.
uses
Oh,
of
okay,
this.
got it. I thought it was like.
But
Got
I'm
it.
going to because it makes sense to in this moment
Got
to do
it.
that.
Okay.
yeah,
And I
That's
have
right,
one
'cause it's a
use left.
feature. That's right. That's right. I thought it was something you could just do.
Nope, I
Yeah.
only get 3 uses of that, but it's history. Uh,
yeah, I was gonna say
24.
Sabriel immediately looks to Reverend Varkan like,
Yeah.
what is
What is
happening?
going on?
yeah, 24.
Okay. The soil within this land asked it of us.
Soil asked you.
I mean, that doesn't answer my question. That doesn't answer my question, Dungeon Master.
Yeah, no, because this individual doesn't really know.
Oh.
The individual's like, the soil told us.
Can I approach them and like kind of
Good luck.
so the Reverend Varkan draws close to them
Mhm.
and is kind of checking them, I guess, for like a sign of a pulse or like, you know, anything that kind of could indicate more than just, you know,
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
sure.
And Izzy, what would you like to
Medicine.
do?
I was gonna ask if I can speak in Abyssal. Just gonna try it.
Sure.
That's a dirty 20 for medicine.
What do you say in Abyssal?
What does the soil sound like?
No response.
Good.
And what was it, Reverend Rakan?
A dirty 20.
They have no pulse.
Well, they're not alive, but
It's
they're
as
not
if
like
they are similar in ways to you. That they are not necessarily fully undead, but in a way reborn.
fascinating.
You've seen something like this before?
I am something like this.
And you kind of see Sabriel's jaw drop. You mean they are?
Yes. Something in the Gravehaven's soil. And perhaps also the mark. We would need to do more study because were they the only 2 that we buried here?
You buried 5.
Yeah. And all of them had this mark, correct? And
They all
some
had
of
this mark, but I performed ceremony on 3 of them.
right, exactly.
I didn't have the spell slots to do anymore.
That, yeah, okay, cool. Had you not done that, I wonder if they would be different if they had been buried anywhere else but here.
Can you? This mark, this symbol, and he's going to hold up the piece of paper again, parchment again. Do you know what it means?
I've never seen that symbol before.
Well, you have it on your body, and like he literally gestures to it.
Oh. Are their hands on this tree? They look and they've kind of come to this like realization of where are we? What is like Reverend Varkan, you see it happening like they were in some sort of trance. Now they are what are we doing? What is this? Why am I here? What is going on?
I need you both to, well, you don't breathe anymore. I need you both to be with me in this moment. What has happened to you is something that happens very rarely. I've never seen anybody else experience this. Even I do not fully understand or remember how it happened to me. But you have been reborn somehow, and you have been given a second chance at life. You should still have many of the abilities that you had when you were living. It may take you some time to remember those skills. I do not know. As far as I know, I was dead for quite some time before it happened to me. At least if the way I look is anything to go by. You still probably look fairly fresh. And
Yeah.
like Reverend Varkan kind of smiles behind their veil at them. But I am happy to answer any questions you might have. Give you my experience with this so that you can understand what is next for you. But you are not the same.
You watch as they turn to you, and their hands have not left this tree.
What is the tree telling you?
Death. That's all that we can feel from it. I'm hoping to reach and to find more. And they let go of the tree. The other individual does not. As they are still kind of concentrating.
You are welcome to stay here for a time. But I believe, if anything, this has possibly put the two of you in more danger. The Dust Crest will not rest until they have their hands on you.
It's maybe why they were so reluctant to give up the bodies. And why we were chased.
Well, they could not have possibly known that this would happen. At least not this way.
Unless they were the ones who did it.
What do I know about the history of undead in Crusadia?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a history check. With advantage. You've been here a while.
Thank goodness
why-
for these advantage rolls, because geez Louise, that's an 18.
An 18. Okay. You do know that with particularly undead, correct, is what the question? Okay. Particularly with undead in Crusadia. There are hardly any graves in the Archdiocese of Crusadia. Graveyards are not necessarily a thing. When it comes to Crusadia itself, Whistler would know more information on kind of how they treat their undead. But essentially, what you would know is all undead, not undead, all dead must be reported to the Archdiocese. and they take the bodies.
Do we know why?
Reverend Varkan, and I would say with talking with Whistler, you would have theories. You're not sure how true those theories are, but some theories would say that Malanthrain, with Ephraim telling you Malanthrain is not a place where exporting and importing goods is why, like, Malanthrain is the forgotten continent of the world where everything here is hard to get in and out. And there is such a blight on the land that it is very hard to come by agriculture and a means to survive and live.
I mean,
So
we barely
your-
get any sunlight and it's always raining here, so.
Yeah. And your theories would be that they would do something with these bodies to gain something, to gain either money or resources, or you're not quite sure exactly what it is they do with the bodies, but you do know that there is no dead here.
I think the Reverend Varkan goes to the other person who's still concentrating on the tree and kind of gently places their hand on this person's shoulder. I think we should go inside.
And this is the one still on the tree, correct? That is not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
They're speaking in incantations that Reverend Varkan, you understand. And it is a language that you have not heard in a very long time. Very long time.
I wonder which language it could possibly be.
As they're pouring their words into this tree, you watch as like their fingertips kind of begin to glow, and it reaches into the tree, dissipates. Okay, all right. I'm going inside.
How do you know that tongue?
What tongue?
The language you were just speaking into the tree.
I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know.
It's no matter. Let's go inside.
As Reverend Rakan, you take these two individuals. Wythe, you notice as these two individuals pass you, they're just staring at Wythe. People love to stare at you. They just stare at you.
I mean, she can't help that she's so pretty.
You're so pretty. And then they just go back to what they were doing. Sabriel, I need you to make a history check with advantage as well.
That's another nat 20. And then a 9. There's 3 of them in this game. That's awesome. All right, so history, right? Yeah, that's a 21.
Okay. Your homeland is known for the undead. Solvent is filled with lands that need to be cultivated. And the continent is large. Bodies are needed. And the symbol placed upon these druids, it reminds you of home. You think back, you've seen symbols like these before, now that you've kind of pieced everything together and spoken with Izzy and Reverend Varkan, and that in this moment, this might be something connected to your home.
Yeah, Sabriel's gonna relay that information. I don't know why it didn't come to me sooner, but this symbol, it's from my homeland. There are a great number of undead there that are used to cultivate the land, which would normally be a difficult task. However, with the armies of the undead, let's just say there's a lot of the dead that are being used to take care of the place, in a manner of speaking.
Where are you from, Sabriel?
Solvent. If Crusadia is doing or trying to do here what they did there, it may be the reason why they put the ban on druids to begin with. Having a massive number of undead druids that you can control to cultivate and make the land livable, you would control all of the resources.
I don't suppose that they would normally have folks like this among their number.
I don't know.
Seems a bit too much autonomy for what it is they're trying to achieve.
I mean, we are not sure how much control whatever that symbol is doing to these two people. They may be able to talk to us now, but it could be something based on proximity to whoever this necromancer or whatever this symbol connects to. And that might be why they take them to Crusadia. The hold might be weaker here or some other method. I'm not sure. All I know is that symbol is important. And those people may not be themselves at all. We're not sure. We can't be sure.
We should put them to rest.
But
They oh, do you mean insolvent?
I mean, here right now.
Are you
Like-
talking about these two?
Yes.
we can't. They've maintained their intelligence.
They're
They still
also,
have their souls.
if you see them that way, and the Reverend Varkan is going to lift their crown and mask off their face and pull back their veil to reveal what they look like, then I suppose you should take care of me too.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying these two didn't have a choice, or maybe they did. But
I didn't have a choice.
do you bear a mark like they do?
And they kind of uncover their arms and show that they're literally covered in marks.
All right. That's just. This is
These
the-
two, myself, we are different from any undead you have ever known. It is one thing to be a mindless zombie whose soul is trapped and forced to remain than it is to be what we are. I did not choose this, but I am glad that it happened to me. They will need time, and in the end, they might decide they would prefer to be laid to rest. But the fortunate thing about the state they are currently in is that they can make that choice.
I agree. Reverend, you don't have any such markings, do you?
Do I have any marks on my body that are similar to the one on theirs? Because I know I'm covered in tattoos,
Yeah.
but like,
It would be hard to tell because of how long it has been.
I'm inclined to think that a different circumstance occurred for me to be as I am now.
Understood. I was simply inquiring because what would happen if we removed the sigil from them?
disturb the mark.
My concern is that they may still be under someone's control. Now, if they are like you, that is one thing, but we saw them speak a language they do not know.
I know the language.
Understandable, but they did not know it, and they were not even aware that they were speaking it. They also did not seem that they were completely in control of their actions. My concern is only for the safety of those living here.
Might I ask that you all indulge me for a moment?
Of course, I will always rely on your expertise. I am merely sharing my thoughts.
I think there is much to be learned from these two, if they are both willing, that is. I think that observing and perhaps even experimenting is the wrong word, but interacting with them as they are willing to determine to what level this mark might or might not have affected what has happened to them would be prudent. I agree with that. I'm also curious, Isidora, if you would help me determine what it is in the soil that was speaking to them. If there's something special about here, Gravehaven in particular. And then if we can determine what it is they were attempting to do to the tree, I would imagine some sort of druidic ability that isn't quite working the way they would like it to. And then, of course, I recognize the language they were speaking. It is the language that is in my tomes, the books from which I preach the word of Yoharos, a language I've not heard spoken in a very long time, one that is all but lost except for in these books. I don't know what's happening, but I think there must be something about Gravehaven that is different. And I would love for your help determining exactly what that is.
Izzy, go ahead and make a nature check for me. As you're having this conversation with Reverend Varkan, you look at this tree, dead, no leaves on it. You haven't seen a tree like that in these lands. And you don't think that you've ever seen a tree like this before. It's new. You're not sure if it's Crusadean native or if it is a tree that should not be here.
Then you said it doesn't look like any of the other trees in the area.
Yeah, no. It doesn't look like any of the other trees in the area.
And all of it looks dead.
All of it looks dead. It looks like a dead tree.
I'm going to go up to the tree and try to see if I can like druid craft a like any evidence of life in the tree. If I could get a single like leaf or something that I can like recreate this tree somehow while we're studying.
Mm-hmm. So you touch the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Let me use the scary dice then. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's a 17.
Okay. You try to gather any life from this tree. You feel nothing.
Okay. Well, that complicates things, but
What is it?
I mean, this tree, it's not like a tree that's sick will look like this, but there's no life in it at all. I can't even restore it through arcane means. It's a corpse.
But maybe that's the point. They were brought back from the dead. In order to restore lands that have already died, maybe a druid needs some connection to the other side, to the realm of death.
Was this tree always dead?
Make a history check for me.
No. Rolled a 2. So that means I only have 7.
Guys,
Why are my rolls so bad?
I'm alternating dice. I got another nat 20.
Well, at least one of us is rolling well.
What is happening?
I don't know. What the
Wes is on a roll.
Yeah, Wes has taken all of my dice luck tonight.
Wow.
I don't
Aki is sitting here
understand.
jealous.
But I keep switching between dice.
Yeah, I would like to roll well. I would like to not like have all of like the important rolls be complete garbage, but it's fine. I'm glad at least one of us rolled well because that means we get information.
So, Reverend Rakan, what did you roll?
7.
Okay. Sabriel, what did you roll?
A nat 21. It's 21, but nat 20.
And what was the precise question?
Has this tree always been dead?
Has the tree always been dead?
I haven't been here. Sabriel hasn't been here there as long, but it would, if it's been dead
For as long as Sabriel has been here, this tree has always been dead.
Okay, that more or less answers the question and takes care of one of the theories I had.
Yeah, this tree has been dead as long as I can remember, as long as I've been here. So,
hi, Wythe.
Yeah, Reverend Varkan turns to Wythe.
As you turn to Wythe, you all see Wythe has placed a hand on this tree.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Mm.
Are you a secret druid?
Secret
I would-
druid.
Secret
Why?
druid.
Would love to know that.
You don't even have to roll.
Oh no.
You feel a heartbeat within this tree. Slow, very slow. And you can feel blood within it.
What does my dagger do?
Nothing.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and go. No one else can feel the heart beat?
What?
No.
Oh,
Heartbeat? Sabriel's just gonna kind of look to the rest of the group. No, I don't know if you know much with nature, even though you hang out with a druid. Trees don't normally have heartbeats. So if this tree has a heartbeat and you can sense that, that would, I think, take this to an even higher level of strange.
I'm gonna
Yes. Is
go
it?
to a very small branch, the smallest branch that I can reach, and I'm going to break it off.
I need you to make another wisdom saving.
Understandable. Understandable. It's live.
Why, as you're feeling this tree and looking at it? Interesting. Doesn't look how it's supposed to. But it reminds you of home. Izzy.
Hmm.
I get to roll.
Oh god.
Put your sleeves down. No.
Put your sleeves down.
As Izzy, as you have broken off a piece of this tree. And with a 12. Oh god. Okay. First, I'm going to make a roll. Great. Oh god. What episode are we in?
5.
Don't tell
I'm
me.
sorry.
Don't
Izzy's
tell-
last
don't-
episode.
No. It's gonna be fine.
It's really fun playing with you guys.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be okay.
As Izzy, you break a piece off of this tree. Pain hits you.
Hmm.
It starts in the fingertips, moves throughout your body, almost as if a dull shock, as you take 14 points of necrotic damage. This necrotic damage rests deep inside of you, and you feel cold.
Don't do that. Yeah. Alive. Definitely alive.
Does Isidore like fall down, or do we see the necrotic damage spread from their fingertips?
No,
She's like,
you only see Izzy break a piece, and Izzy just go pain, but you don't see any of the necrotic energy.
What
You all right?
I'm fine, but it only because of earlier.
What did
Yeah.
you experience?
It's like a cold, like a death. It's not alive, but it's not dead.
Well, I think it's time for Reverend Varkan to touch this tree now, so here we fucking go, y'all.
Remember-
I can heal Izzy.
Yes, Sabriel. Would you like to do
Okay.
something?
Yeah. So what Sabriel's gonna do is
Before
he's hold on a second, and he's going to put his staff in front of him, and you see him close his eyes, and a small flame goes onto Reverend Varkan and just almost is absorbed through the clothing. I'm gonna cast Preserve the Living. So that gives Reverend Varkan a
Interesting.
+2 bonus to their AC, and they gain advantage on any dexterity or strength saving throws. And if they would be reduced to 0 hit points, they're reduced to 1 hit point instead, and Preserve the Living is dispelled.
Weiss. All right. I would like to touch the tree.
Reverend Varkan.
I can heal Izzy.
I can also heal.
As you place your hand upon this tree, nothing happens.
Hmm. 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 Well, screw you too then, tree.
Except for, there it is. You smell pomegranate.
Reverend Varkan looks at Wythe. I think this tree might know you.
Wythe looks at Izzy. I think we might have to stay for longer than we anticipated.
That feels right. All right, we figure out what's up with the tree.
I think more importantly, we figure out what's up with Wythe.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
It's a very nice smell, but the fact that it keeps showing up in these particular circumstances may not necessarily be the good omen I thought it was. I never really thought about pomegranates in an association with death. I wonder where that comes from.
the juice looks like blood.
It's a winter fruit as well.
It is, it is.
Hold up. You're saying that this could be a pomegranate tree? Or
It could be.
Is it a
It might have
pomegranate
been.
tree? Can
It
I
might-
roll for botany?
Sure. Go ahead and roll for nature if you'd like to.
Very well could be a pomegranate tree, but I don't think I've ever seen anything grow on this tree. At least
11.
not-
Maybe not in our lifetimes.
It's not a pomegranate tree that you're aware of. It's much larger. And it has more of a the way that I would describe what this tree looks like is like knotted grapevine tree. Like it's knotted, it's gnarly, and it's like a large tree that kind of grows like a bush.
It's not a pomegranate tree.
No.
It's
What
an
is it?
Aswythe tree.
Do they normally behave this way?
You would know now. You've never seen it in such a state.
strange about this one. I couldn't tell you why.
What an odd few days.
New tree.
That's an understatement.
Okay, well, we have 2 new druids to look after, so maybe we should make sure they're all right first.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to worry about making any more soup. They won't need to eat it.
Reverend Varkan, go ahead and make a history check again with advantage.
I like making soup.
I know that you do, my darling. All right, those are some not shitty rolls, thank God. That is gonna be 22.
Okay. As you all gather the reborn and begin to take them back into the Gravehaven, I assume.
Mm.
For now, okay. And you all eerily continue to think about this tree, walking together. Reverend Varkan, when Wythe said that it was an Wythe tree, you've never seen one, or at least felt one before, but you know Death's Edict very well, and you know that Wythe means lifeblood in the old language.
What sort of merry chase are you leading me on, your heroes? Reverend Varkan just kind of inclines their head in Wythe's direction, not trying to get her attention or anything like that. But it seems as though she has one more person that can't help but stare.
And that is where we're going to end this chapter of Gravehaven.
Aki, you are too good.
Whoa.
Weird tree.
Yeah.
Good times.
I like that everyone's backstories are like coming together into this, like weaving it all in. Oh, chef kiss.
This is so much fun. I hope that all of you watching are having as much fun discovering these characters as we are, because we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah. So,
and if you like the show, please tell your friends to come and watch it.
That is true. Yeah. We have VODs that are going to come up on every Tuesday. So we're getting more and more episodes going. So you can go and start watching and getting caught up. Let's go around the table and introduce yourselves. We will start with Aki.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aki. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Hive when it's back up at Mixed Genie in a Bottle. That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. This is what I'm doing. So if you want to see me playing at tables with people, you can find me here on Q Times on Friday nights at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock? 7. I don't remember what time we start. Listen.
It's been a weekend.
It has. We all most of us just got back from LARP, and it was a lot. And then I have some fun stuff that I'll be able to announce in the coming year. But the super big thing is that I am officially a published author. My supplement from Altered Carbon was officially published and released to backers a few weeks ago, as of when this video airs, and will hopefully be soon available to non-backers. But I poured my heart and soul into it over the course of 3 years. I had an amazing co-writer who helped me finish the book. And if you've ever wanted to play a kaiju, my book gives you all the tools you need in order to do that.
Cool.
So definitely, among a bunch of other cool things, amazing lore, awesome scenarios, a bunch of cool new shit. I'm really proud of it. It's not something I ever thought would ever be on my resume of things I've done, but I guess published author of TTRPG content is not the worst thing to be able to add to my portfolio. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Yee. Sidney.
Hello, my name is Sidney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. That's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, for now. When I'm not here with these incredible people on Friday nights, on Wednesday night, Wes and I and Randy are in a show called Edge of Legend. It streams every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Nat 20 Productions official channel on Twitch. That's a Pathfinder 2nd edition campaign. It's wild, y'all. Last episode, Wes rolled some dummy thick rolls. One shot a boss, also died. The boss came back to life. It was a whole friggin' thing. So if you want to catch up, we have a YouTube where you can watch recaps, where we basically summarize everything that happens in good detail. And then catch us live because it's fun.
Wes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi guys, I'm Wes Johnson. I'm at Wes_IRL on all of things except for Hive, where I'm at Wes Johnson. Like Sidney said, I also play a character on Edge of Legend, and yes, that episode was chaos. I did 267 damage in one shot. It was crazy. It was nuts. And we had some clutch chat members donate a clutch chat member who donated a hero point for me to reroll, and then I got a nat 20, which I rolled a lot of this episode, which was crazy. But yeah, you can find me over there Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join us. Nat 20 Productions official. Edge of Legends is a blast. I love both of these shows. This session was a lot of fun, so I'm excited for next week.
Yeah. Zach.
Hello, I'm Zach. You can find me at Zach the Drak, ZAKTHEDRAK, everywhere, pretty much, except for Tumblr. Don't check there. But I play a vampire game. We're on a bit of a sabbatical right now because of holidays, but I play a Vegas by Night game at Mayday Roleplay. I play this game here. You can catch me in other corners of YouTube in a few days now, I believe. Yeah, actually by the time this goes up, it'll be up. So just look out. That's it.
Hi everybody. I'm Finn. Yeah, you can find me all over the internet at FinnR Pierson. Everywhere. I also have a website. I am an illustrator, TTRPG, live streamer, DM, world builder, creator of this show, and the creator of OscuroMythos, which is my kind of dark fantasy side channel where I will be putting a lot of information about Gravehaven in the world of DOMÈN-EVARIS over on there. Yeah, I love the show. I love all of you. You're all wonderful, and thank you everyone, all of you, for watching and allowing me to tell this story and be a part of my world. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre that I get to do this. When I'm not here, you can go and find me over on Open Circuit Studios. We have Leverage Los Angeles Season 2 coming out in February. And so all of the VODs will be available now, I believe. You can watch all of Season 1. They're all ready to go. I'm also going to be doing Whispered Academy with Cynthia Marie very soon. Some more info on that. So far, that's everything that I'm up to, that I'm aware of. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone hanging out with us and being able to tell these stories. I love you all so much. Bye.